Not long ago, Erick Landon released a video talking about the Trails to Azure controversy. I have to ask, dude, what controversy? Seems like you're poking the bear when there is none. You say right off the hop, in a very whining, whinging way I might add, that your review and other content creators' reviews for Trails to Azure underperformed compared to the Trails from Zero ones. You don't hear me fucking crying about my reviews for the King of Fighters 15 and Gauro Mark of the Wolves underperforming, now do you? Seriously, go watch those videos when you're done here. Anyways, let's get to the video. Now, keep in mind, I have no personal issues with Erick. I actually enjoy his fucking content most of the time, but his hot take on this one is about as lame as a lukewarm microwave dinner. The game has not been a commercial flop at all. If you looked at how quickly the collector's editions flew off the shelves from NIS America's site, that disproves his whole thesis of his video right off the hop. Also, it's almost impossible to get Azure at retail in the standard edition either. A lot of scalpers bought out the stock and relisted it on either eBay or Amazon. Again, this shows the game is not a commercial flop. Are fewer players going to play Azure compared to Zero? Yeah, more than likely, because that's a typical thing with the Trails games. The first entry in an arc are always the best selling of their respective arcs, and then sales level off. This is because people have heard through word of mouth how good these games are. And they are literally the best modern JRPGs on the goddamn market. By modern, I mean the Trails games as a whole, as I realize many would consider the Sky Trilogy and Crossbell Duology retro games at this point in time. But if you look at the sales, Sky 1 sold better than its 2 sequels, Zero sold better than Azure, and Cold Steel 1 outsold its 3 direct sequels and Reverie. This comes down to the fact the starts of arcs have lower barriers to entry. People play them and then decide if the series is for them or not. Which brings us on to my next point in the video response. This is one of my biggest gripes with Erick's video after he implied the game was a commercial failure by citing poor performance in YouTube analytics. Seriously, by that logic, most of the games I cover are commercial flops. It's the fact he states you have to play the Sky Trilogy before you play Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure. His point about needing to play Zero before Azure does hold up though. But you 100% do not have to play the Sky games before you get to Zero.
Hold up, wait a minute. Now, Colin, I hate to do this to you, but no I don't, actually, no I don't. It's time for me to dunk on your stupid ass like Michael Jordan dunked on fucking Patrick Ewing.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks.
Now, yes, while I do agree with you that you technically don't have to play Sky in order to get Zero from a story perspective, and while yes, Zero does make some passive little references to Sky that, you know, if you play Sky you'll get, and if you don't, you won't. I don't agree with you, and I'm sorely disappointed in you, Colin, that you think that that's all that there fucking is in this game, okay, in this arc. Because no, there's fucking not, okay? One of the best character arcs in this entire franchise, which, by the way, Colin, I don't know if you left your brain on the side of the road somewhere, because it's not in between your fucking ears, I can tell you that much right now, okay? Because if it was, you would have realized that one of the best character arcs in this entire franchise gets wrapped up in Zero. Joshua, Estelle, and Ren, that whole character arc that started back in the Sky Trilogy wraps up in Zero. That whole thing. And it references to some of those events that happened in that Sky Trilogy. And you think that that's just a little cheeky reference? What the hell, man? Get your brain screwed on straight. Like I said, go find it on the side of the road or something like that, because it ain't between your ears right now, okay? It ain't. It just ain't. That's where Erick's coming from. He is coming from it from a standpoint that he is he gets very emotionally attached to characters, okay? That's one thing I've noticed about Erick over the years, is he does get emotionally attached to characters, and he thinks that you have to play the entire series from the beginning, because that's the best way to play it, okay? And if you are a character-driven type of person, then yeah, that's going to be the best way to do it, because you get to see all the character development, you get to see all the arcs come full circle, okay? But I do agree with Colin that you don't necessarily have to do that, okay? You can just play what's accessible to you, okay? And then you can just go from there. But, yeah, Colin, that's where he's coming from on that, okay? I'm sorely disappointed in you, and go find your fucking brain, because you don't have it right now.
This is down to the fact Zero merely references some of the events in the Sky Trilogy, and they are mostly world-building things that have no direct impact on the story. So no, this point really doesn't hold any water. You can easily play Zero without being confused about plot beats. The same holds true for Azure, you just won't get all of the references. Case in point, I started with the Cold Steel arc, and I didn't get some of the references to the Sky Trilogy or Crossbell Duology. When I played Cold Steel 1 and 2, was I confused though? No, I just accepted it like any other piece of media where pre-established events happened.
And that's fine for you, Colin, but not everybody's like you, okay? A lot of people need the full picture. Like me, I went and I played Cold Steel, tried to get through Cold Steel 2, but once I got access to Sky, I figured, hey, let me just go and let me just get the full picture. Some people need the full picture, Colin.
Not every event needs to be seen on screen, and I took it as one of those instances. So I think Eric is fundamentally wrong on that take. If you're curious about playing the Crossbell Duology, just fucking do it. Also, his complaining about big spoilers, dude, the Sky games came out in 2004, 2006, and 2007 respectively. Those games are nearing 20 years old. The no spoilers rule passed on them a long time ago. That's like saying don't play Cold Steel just because you haven't played Trails in the Sky. Sure, it'll be loads more rewarding if you do, but not everyone wants to. Eric is also technically wrong about not being able to get the Sky games without going the PC route. You can still go the PSP route without emulation. The first two games are available quite easily through the PlayStation Store on PlayStation Vita. Also, you can always acquire the Japanese version of Sky 3rd Chapter and download a patch that is Exceed's official translation. It just has extra steps.
Yes, you absolutely can do that for those versions if that's what you want to go for, but I don't think you should be going for that, okay? Here's why I say that. The PC versions of the Sky Trilogy are absolutely incredible, okay? They look great, they play great, the sound quality on those versions is phenomenal, okay? And here's the kicker, here's the best part about the Sky Trilogy, at least anyway. You can go to Walmart right now, or Best Buy, or whatever, okay? And you can get the most basic bitch computer they possibly have, okay? Go home, set it up, and you can still play the Sky Trilogy at least 720p, okay, with a rock-solid 60 frames per second, and the sound quality is going to be absolutely divine, okay? That's what makes the PC version so great, and Colin, you are going to be able to experience that for yourself here soon, because I am giving you the Sky Trilogy. So, yeah, be looking forward to that, my dude. Be looking forward to that, okay? So, yeah, that is basically that, okay? So, yes, while you can go and while you can get those PSP versions and do all the stuff that Colin just said, I don't think it's worth it. That's just me, though.
Though I will concede the fact it'd be awesome to have the Sky Trilogy on modern hardware. But that's up to Exceed, who are done with the series, so there's no way in hell that is going to happen. If you want to experience the Sky Trilogy, either get them via PC or watch a summary on YouTube. Both are valid options. Those who say otherwise can eat a giant bag of dicks. I really do have nothing against Eric, but his take regarding Trails to Azure being a failure is a very asinine one. This game is not a failure in the West by any means, and it feels like he's trying to stir up a controversy where there is none. In fact, Azure is a roaring success. The Trails games are in a very healthy position in the West, and Kurono Kaseki, when we get that, is probably going to do for Trails what Xillia did for Tales. Anyways, feel free to like the video or not. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with my content. 2 of my previous videos will be popping up now. One is calling out the Elisa fanbase, and the other is a review for Atelier Ryza. Also, links for my King of Fighters 15 and Gauro Mark of the Wolves reviews will be in the description. Until next time, keep blazing that trail.